Hello, everyone. We're here to another episode of the LAULIMA podcast, introducing our amazing speakers and practitioners who are on the LAULIMA platform and also are coming to our global online summit on September 20 to 22nd. If you have not signed up yet, don't miss your chance. You can sign up for free now and find exactly like what Oyi is doing already. I'm super excited because I not only have an excellent expert and speaker with me, but also a really good friend. I really miss you because we haven't seen each other physically for more than a year. It's like far too long, but it's so great to, cross paths, and we have this beautiful opportunity digitally to come together once in a while. And today we're going to speak about why and how you are joining to come as an expert and speaker to the Global Online Summit. But before we do that, I would love to ask you the question, Oi. These times we're in, and that's the reason why we do the summit as well. It feels so much like a stretch for many people. We're in a transition. It's very transformative for many people. And I know because you're very knowledgeable about astrology and human design that you probably have something to say there as well. But how do you perceive it yourself? Like, what do you feel? What is it that what's going on, and how can we, as human being, adjust best to this time?
Thank you so much first for letting me be on this amazing platform with you and all of your amazing energy. And I have definitely been looking at the state of affairs worldwide in Southeast Asia, on the news, and here back in the United States. And I'm always wanting to simplify and as well as be a master student. And so right now I think about something my Tantra teacher told me years ago. He said, enlightenment means to lighten up.
Mm,
And everyone is so stressed and everyone is so on the edge and everyone is, in my opinion, incorrectly riding the emotional wave. There is something called an emotional wave, but there's also something called an ocean. And if you don't know how to surf, it could drown you. So a lot of
mm,
people are unaware of the emotional wave and they're drowning in their emotions while they forget the first rule of surfing and Tai Chi, which is relax, relax the knees, relax the shoulders, relax the waist. I'm even including relax the jawbone, relax the gums, like things you wouldn't normally think should relax. I always go back to that as being the formula for people, even when I'm doing astrology, even when I'm doing human design or mycology or entheogenic work or being a psychedelic informed master coach. It's always about relaxing. But people don't know how to relax. And especially when you're receiving something. If I win a lottery, first thing I should do is relax. If the cops pull me over or someone is talking to me about the president or something in Palestine, I need to relax first and really be self-aware of where my emotions are in the moment. And when I was living in Bali just recently, I really learned the importance of speaking from a place of emotional clarity. And it has given me a wider view of things. My wisdom has definitely expanded because I definitely have been guilty of moving from emotional confusion and emotional highs and emotional lows. So right now, if I there used to be a song I like to teach the world to sing in perfect harmony. Right now, I'd like to teach the world around emotional a new level of emotional intelligence and a new
mm,
level of emotional maturity using human design and astrology so we all can relax because that's
mm,
when things come to us. Someone was saying, which one would you rather do, Tai Chi or go to the gym? And the man who was in the interview, he said, the gym strengthens the body, Tai Chi lengthens the life. Well, you know
mm.
me, I'm gonna go with the longer life,
Yeah.
because of just how I'm designed. So I'd really like to see people really relax, really be more aware of their emotions, but also handling other people's emotions, right? And I think that way it's gonna have a much larger impact against the machine the marketing machine of bad things happening on the planet. We don't have anything good to talk about because everybody's uptight. But if I can just get people to just drop their shoulders, really breathe into who they are by using a system that, in my opinion, guarantees results, I think the world would be a much more happier place.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for sharing this. Yeah, I feel you're speaking to a lot of really, really crucial and important points. So one of all, relax, And the question often obviously is like, how can I relax, with everything that's going on? And also I have to take care of my life, like I feel very often, and it's also why and how I got to know you very well, is that people do not know themselves well enough because that's also stressing yourself completely out when you're in resistance and when you're fighting, when you're struggling, right? So you taught me a lot about how I need to just dance with my chart and my energy more so that I can receive and that I can be in the right moment, in the right space to just, meet the right people or be invited to something that really fits my my system, my way of being. So maybe you can say a little bit more about that. Like, what is it that you often observe with people, that you often see? Why people are struggling so much? Why can't they relax? What's really happening in them?
Do you like mosquitoes or being bitten by mosquitoes? And you probably don't know anyone who likes getting bitten by mosquitoes, do you?
I can't think of someone, no.
Yeah, there's no one that brags about getting bit by mosquitoes. And so we all know that one of the number one defenses for mosquitoes is a screen. If I can put a screen around my porch or wherever I am, it's going to keep the mosquitoes outside and it's going to keep me safe inside drinking my whatever I'm drinking, lemonade or latte or whatever, right? So let's look at mosquitoes and anxiety as the same thing.
Okay, nice.
Because when anxiety bites, it just makes you very uncomfortable, just like a mosquito. And the reason I use human design to be able to help people avoid and get rid of anxiety. Because anxiety is like an airborne bacteria. Anxiety is like the common cold. People think there's no cure, but the cure for anxiety is the number one rule in martial arts: avoid, avoid. So when people having all this stress is the result of the anxiety, and anxiety enters in through our thoughts. Anxiety doesn't enter in through the body. It enters in through the thoughts and is pulled down into the body. So if we can cut anxiety off here between our ears using our human design and our astrology chart to anchor us in a fact. My blood type is O negative. I can't do anything about that. When I go to a hospital, no matter how much someone loves me, they cannot give me another type of blood because that will be harmful for me. So I like to show people how to ground themselves in the fact. So, like, your birthday is your blood type, your birthday is your fingerprint, and you have your own unique design, all 8 billion of us on the planet. And before we even get to the cycles that we go through, it's very important that we realize how anxiety enters the body and how to avoid it. So for me, 70% of the population have what in human design we call an open head. And in an open head, the good part is I can listen to the universe. I'm very psychic and I'm very empathetic and I hear all the beautiful things. But the downside is I also hear all the bull crap. I have no filter. So I have angels and mosquitoes coming through the same door. And people don't have discernment because they didn't know that anxiety and God's voice, the voice of angels, the voice of your ancestors, the voice of your spirit team is coming through the same door. And I think that when I explain it to people like this, and I say, this will help you put your screen up so you won't keep getting bit by the anxiety mosquito. People kind of get it kind of quick because all these sciences, they're thousands of years old, but like, what's the one thing that you can take and then implement it the fastest to protect yourself? That's how I got to Asia anyway, was protecting my nervous system. I have
Yeah.
prioritized my nervous system above all else. And I lost 30 pounds in Bali with no exercise because I recognized how to avoid anxiety. So a lot of people are
Mm.
like, I'm going to drink this powder to lose weight, or I'm going to do this kettlebell exercise, or I'm going to do this fast. It all was about anxiety and stress. And so for me, using that tool of human design mixed with astrology to show people is what I feature in my community, the Cosmic Dojo. Everybody in the dojo knows, oh, that's anxiety. Oh, I see where it's coming in through the openings, is coming in through here and through here. How can I control what I hear and see and smell so I can have an easier life, lower stress, regulated nervous system, and very little anxiety? Because anxiety is real. You got to deal with it. I have to deal with it. And I made some really big discoveries here in the last 4 months about that. So I'm really eager to talk to somebody about that, like for days on end.
Yeah, I love that, people will already get the gist of the talk you're gonna do also on the global summit. But let's just stay a little bit with your dojo, because what I love about the offering there is that, you're going to come on the third day, which is about embodiment and integration. And very often I
Mm.
think we get all this wisdom. We know our chart, of actually we know what we would have to do, the screen, to protect us from the mosquitoes. But the question is really then how
Uh,
you can listen through these actions, and that they must come from a grounded space, and that we can bring it out there into our own lives, but also into a community. And that's for me something that I have really learned about you, that for you, it's always about, being kind of the shepherd. I want to say that as a symbol, but like I recognize you always being someone who's taking care of the community, to really making sure that everyone gets what they need, but to also bring the people together and see how they can empower each other. So I think community is a very important part. And it's also a beautiful offering that you're bringing, because people will get all the wisdom and all the experiences that even in this conversation, it's so many different aspects. We cannot put you on this, like, you're coming with human design, you're coming with astrology. It's like, no, there's such a huge, huge variety of the wisdom and experiences you're sharing, that I feel that the dojo is really a great example of how you can leverage a community, and the people who are joining will definitely receive what they need, but they will also learn through others and learn through your sharings about and towards others. So maybe you can say a few words about the dojo and what's happening there.
magic, magic. See, I want to use that word to scare people away immediately. If you do not believe in magic, please do not listen to the rest of the things I'm about to say. Okay, when you hear the word dojo, Danny, what do you think of? Like, what's something that comes to mind? Like, what kind of feeling comes up in the body when you hear the word dojo?
A dojo for me feels like it's a container where I come together with other people, but then there's also a program, like a disciplinary action, accountability driven program that's helping me to actually get where I want to go.
In a dojo, most people associate it with the word with martial arts. And when you hear the word martial arts, the T word that comes up is training, because a person able to kick a bottle off someone's head or grab a fly out of the sky or to throw darts, they had to train. And training is boring unless you have community. And when you have a community that trains together, that is the ultimate accountability system. When people pay lots of money to see the Shaolin monks come and perform, or to go to the Shaolin temple. In dojo is a Japanese word. In Chinese, it's called the Kwan. More people know dojo, so I use dojo even though I teach a Chinese system. In our dojo, cosmic means celestial, stars, cosmos, and dojo means training. So training by way of the stars, so you could physically be able to protect yourself. We don't use the word defend in the dojo. we use the word protect in the dojo. So when you're very clear on what we call applied knowledge of self, you know how much you weigh, you know your eye color, but now you know your skills, you know your skill set, and you also have people that you can practice with, and not even practice with. You get to watch other people at various levels in their skill sets that you can interact with. And what I love the best is the C word, baby, collaborations. Because container, I love collaboration, I love community, I love tribe. But when you see like minded over there and you say, hey, I'm working on water. And this person is like, I'm working on earth. Well, you know, together we can make clay and we can make bricks and we could build something. And then we got two other people over here that's saying, I'm working on air and I'm working on fire. And they're like, oh, that chemically does this. And everyone is very harmonized because we speak the same language. We want our nervous system to be regulated. We do not, we want to be anxiety free and we want to have more love, more abundance, and more wisdom in our life. So that's the similarity that pulls the dojo together. And of course, you know, we love human design and astrology, and we respect all of these esoteric arts. But lately, inside of the dojo, I've been throwing some AI in there, and it has been wild. And I'd like to say it again, wild, when you mix the esoteric along with the practical in a collaborative effort, and then let AI just blend it together and say, da da da, here you go. So my goal right now, say what?
No, go ahead. Finish, please, first.
My
Your
goal
goal?
right now, and the dojo has been open a little over 15 months. I'd like to have 1,000 people in the dojo. That's really, I love to have a small but really powerful community where collaborations are the norm and order of the day, right? And then where you can be accepted. That's the other thing about the dojo. Once you come in the dojo, we take our shoes off and we bow. After that, we are here to all participate. We took our shoes off and we bowed. So now we're here honorably. A lot of people are distracted and have anxiety and things like that because they don't have a place to be honored, to be honorable, to express who they really are. So that's something I'm super proud of about the dojo. There's no age limit. I have someone in there. She is 73. My God, I love her. And she's just like, I'm using all the tools. And I'm looking at her like, I thought I was gonna be chilling at 73 and look how aggressive you are. She was like, baby, with these tools you giving me, I got to get out here and get it. And I was like, what? And then I have the other, my other favorite is when, because it's family oriented. So like if a young woman comes, her daughter will often be looking over her shoulder, listening in to what we're sharing. So I'm just excited about just letting it expand now. I've been nurturing it for over a year, but I'm really ready to let it start blossoming and watching the butterflies come out of the dojo. Right now, we got a couple of
Beautiful.
caterpillars in there, but we got some butterflies. Enter in as a caterpillar, leave out as a butterfly.
That's beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing this. Yeah, and we're gonna definitely put the information underneath. Um, with all the wisdom you're sharing and with all the different snippets and snappets, what is it that people can take away on the Global Online Summit? Like the very first step, and you were speaking a little bit about meditation and about human design, about knowing yourself, about breathing, about, taking accountability and all of these things. What would you be happy about? Like maybe you want to share what you're going to bring on the summit, but for me, more important is even what people are taking away from that. What is the one thing that you feel would make you happy if people actually take away with?
I'm going to be happy because I'm going to do a damn good job in 30 minutes of teaching people a very simple technique, and it's called till, nurture, harvest. And I'm going to show
Mm.
people how to, because in order to reprogram, you must first deprogram. And a lot of time I feel that people teach things in a segmented way, and I'm going to give you the simplest solution to creating rinse and repeat process for whenever you get in trouble, and it's called till, nurture, and harvest. I'm a farm boy. You can tell by my accent that I'm from North Carolina and I'm from the country. However, I love the soil and I love the earth and I love people, and we can farm ourselves. How do we till ourselves to take the weeds out? We got to remove the weeds first when we till. Then we have to nurture. That's when we add in the water, the sunlight, the proper seed, the proper germination. And then nature takes place, and then it's time to harvest. And a lot of times people don't reach harvest because they were bogged down by weeds. Sometimes people take the weeds out and they don't know how to nurture. So I'm going to teach people my process of tilling, nurturing, and harvesting. And all they have to do, this is the crazy part, can you count to three? Like if you can just
Mm.
add three to any number, like 1 plus 3, 7 plus 3, 6 plus 3, anything plus three, you can do this system and you can teach it to anybody in the world, any language. So that's why I'm so excited, because you give me an opportunity to really simplify things, for the global community that we are in. And I'm just, you see my shoulders, I can't sit still. Like, come on, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm getting excited too. We have to wait another few weeks until we get into this, but I really love already the excitement that's building up. So thank you so much for coming also to speak with me today and for offering also all the beautiful wisdom you're sharing. And so I'm really excited. We're going to see Oya on the third day of the summit, and you can already find also offerings of his in LAULIMA soon. So yeah, stay tuned. And if you have not signed up, I'm going to remind you once more, please sign up for the Global Online Summit. You will receive the access to the summit itself, but also all the beautiful free gifts and little things that the speakers and the experts are sharing. So make sure you're signed up. Thank you so much, Ori, for being here. And I'm really excited to see you in a few weeks again.
It
Have
is
a
my
great day.
plum pleasing pleasure. Thank you.
Bye bye.